Okay, in this chapter, geometry and algebra, we are dealing with the some other concepts of coordinates. Okay, before that, you must remember what we have learned in the last chapter of coordinates. We know that coordinates are two numbers. They are used to represent a particular point on a plane. Okay. The first coordinate is referred as x coordinate and the second one is y coordinate. What is x coordinate? X coordinate is in this figure, see, a point 4, 3 is there. So 4 is the x coordinate and 3 is the y coordinate. That means 4 is the distance of the point from the y axis. See, you can measure it on the x axis 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. It is 4 units away from the y axis. So the distance from the y axis is considered as x coordinate, and similarly distance from the x axis is called as the y coordinate. See, this horizontal distance is x coordinate and this vertical distance is y coordinate. Okay, this is the main concept of coordinates. Now there are some other properties we have learned, that points of the x axis have their y coordinate is 0. In x axis, the y coordinates of all the points will be 0. Then similarly in the y axis, the x coordinates will be 0. On the x axis y coordinates will be 0, and in the y axis x coordinate will be 0. Then y coordinates of all points on a line parallel to x axis are equal. See, x axis in parallel aya ella lines y coordinates equal, but we can't predict which will be that number, but they will be equal. All y will be equal on a line which is parallel to x axis. Similarly, x coordinates of all points on a line parallel to y axis will be equal. Y axis perpendicular lines x equal horizontal straight lines x y 0 y will be 0. Okay, these are the main concepts. Then we learned about the rectangles with sides parallel to the axis. Axis in a parallel side rectangle. അതിന്റെ vertices കണ്ടുപിടിക്കാൻ നമ്മൾ പഠിച്ചു. അതായത് you will be given with two opposite vertices and you have to find out the another two opposite vertices. Okay. Then we learned about the distance formula. It is very important. There will be problems using this formula. So you must learn it thoroughly. Root of x1 minus x2 whole square is equal plus y1 minus y2 whole square is the distance between 2 points with the coordinates x1 y1 and x2 y2. Okay. Now let us do one problem from the last portion. Here is a rectangle with and its sides are parallel to the x-axis. Can you give me the coordinates of this point? Yes, it is very easy because we have covered that on a line parallel to x-axis all y's will be equal. So of this point, the y coordinate will be as the same as this point. So y is -1. Now, in order to get the x-axis, look at the perpendicular line. There is another point on that line and its x coordinate 3. So this point will be 3. Okay. So the right bottom vertex of this rectangle is 3 and -1. Similarly, you can find the coordinates of this left upper vertex. How can you calculate it? See, this is a line which is parallel to x-axis, so the y should be equal. So here the y is 2, so in this point the y coordinate will be 2. Now in order to get the x-axis, look at the vertical line. There is another point on it and its x coordinate is -2, so this coordinate will be -2. So we can calculate the two vertices of a rectangle with, whose sides are parallel to the x-axis and y-axis. Then only we can do this. Okay. Now consider this triangle. This is not a rectangle but a triangle, but its sides are also or its perpendicular is parallel to y-axis and its base is parallel to x-axis. Can you find the coordinates of this point? Yes, it is very easy. Simply we are doing the same process. Here also this line is parallel to x, so the y coordinates will be equal. So the y coordinate of this point will be -1, and the x coordinate, for that you have to look at the perpendicular line, and the point is 3, 3, 2. So here is the x coordinate 3. So this will be 3. Okay. So we got we can find the third vertex of a triangle also using the same process. So we know how to calculate the vertices of a rectangle, and we know how to calculate the points of a right triangle, coordinates of the third vertex of a right triangle. Okay, now coming to some other figures like this. What is this? This is a parallelogram. It is a quadrilateral, but here the problem is that their sides are not at all parallel to the axis. ഇതിൽ ഒരു സൈഡ് പോലും ആക്സിസിന് പാരലൽ ആയിട്ടല്ല നമ്മൾ വരച്ചിരിക്കുന്നത്. So we can't apply the rule of rectangle here. So here we have to do some other methods. For that, let us draw some lines here so that we get some triangle. See, here I am drawing a line like this and this. Both these lines are parallel to x-axis and y-axis. So here we got a right-angled triangle. Similarly, draw another line which is parallel to x-axis here, and draw another parallel line which is parallel to y-axis. So here also we got another triangle. So there is an upper triangle, upper right triangle and lower right triangle. What is the property of these two triangles? It is very easy to say that these two lines are equal. That the hypotenuse of these two right triangles are equal because they are the sides of the given parallelogram. In a parallelogram, the opposite sides are equal. So these two lines are equal. Then what about this one? Which one? This angle. This angle and this angle are equal. Okay. So and this is given, this we know that this is a right angle triangle, so this angle is 90 degree. So in this triangle all the angles are equal, and then all the angles are equal and one side is equal. So using the property of using the property of SAA congruency, we can prove that these two right triangles are equal triangles. So the sides which are opposite to the same angles will be of the same length. Okay. Now here, see, in this lower triangle, can you give me the coordinates of this third vertex? Yes, it is very easy. See, this is a line which is parallel to x-axis, so its y coordinates will be 0. Now see, here x2 is the another point on that particular that vertical line. Its x is 6 ആണ്. അപ്പോൾ here also it will be 6. So we got these two coordinates of the endpoints of this line. So its length can be calculated like modulus of x minus 0, which is equal to 0. So this, if this line is 6, this line also will be how much? 6. 6. So this line has a length of 6 unit, and one of its endpoint is 3, 5. Then can you give me the coordinates of this point? Yes, it is its y is already we got, because it is a line parallel to the y-axis. So this line will be so this coordinate will be equal to the coordinate of this point. So this y coordinate is 5. Now what about the x coordinate? See, here it is 3. So we have to move 6 unit rightwards. So that 3 plus 9 is 3 plus 6 will be the x coordinate. That is equal to 3 plus 6. What is 3 plus 6? 9, 5. Okay. So we got the coordinate of this point also. So we calculated the coordinates of the third vertex of the two right angle triangles. Now can you give me the coordinate of the fourth vertex of this given parallelogram? Very easy. See, it is a point on this perpendicular line. So its exact x coordinate will be 9. Now what will be its y coordinate? What will be its y coordinate? Come on, tell me, what will be the y coordinate of this point? See, here the value is 5. Okay, here the y coordinate is 5. Then for that we have to calculate this length also. Sorry. Here we have find the length of the base. Then what will be the height of this line, this perpendicular line? What will be the height? It will be equal to the difference of y coordinates. That means modulus of 2 minus 0, which is equal to 2. So here this length also will be 2. Then what will be the coordinate of y coordinate of this point? It will be 5 plus 2. There you have to move upward 2 units. So 5 plus 2, that is equal to 7. So we got the fourth vertex of the given parallelogram, and it is 9, 7. See, here we are using the principle of finding the third vertex of a right triangle. For that you should know the earlier properties we have learned in the coordinate system. Okay, so using this we can find the fourth vertex of a parallelogram. This is a geometrical way of calculating the fourth vertex of the coordinates of the fourth vertex of a parallelogram. It is some of you may be feel it as very difficult. For such people, we can derive a formula in algebraic method in order to find calculate the fourth coordinates of the fourth vertex. Now we are going to discuss that point. See, here a parallelogram is given. Now mark the points. Let the coordinates of these points will be x1, y1, and this may be x2 and x2, y2, and the third point, let it be x3, y3. Okay, and we have to calculate the fourth vertex of this. We don't know. Suppose that we know this one. We have to calculate the values of x4 and y4 using these two methods. Using these three another vertex. For that, it is very simple to write the formula. That means x4 can be calculated as x2 plus x3 minus x1. Then y4 is equal to y2 plus y3 minus y1. See, so the fourth coordinate of a parallelogram can be calculated using this algebraic method also. You can use either this method or the geometrical method of finding the third vertex of a right triangle. Anyhow, you can do the activity. So remember, this is the most convenient way or easy way to calculate the coordinates of the fourth vertex of a parallelogram. Here we have to find the coordinate of the fourth vertex, this point. For that, what we are doing, x2 plus x3, the coordinates of the neighboring points minus the x coordinate of the opposite vertex. Okay, so x2 plus x3 minus x1. Similarly, in order to find the y coordinate, that means y4 is equal to How can we calculate the y4? y4 is equal to y coordinates of the neighboring points minus y coordinate of the opposite point. That means y2 plus y3 minus y1. So you can calculate the fourth vertex of a parallelogram using two methods. One is geometrical methods using right triangles, and the another is algebraic method using the other coordinates of the given points. Okay.